trophies. And then there's the Lamar Hunt AFC Championship Trophy. You see, since 1984, this trophy has held the name of a Kansas City legend, a Pro Football Hall of Famer, our founding father, the man who brought our team to the kingdom, and with it, our first championship ring.
Team is the greatest in the universe!
For years, we've reserved a special spot in our hearts for this iconic piece of hardware. It's been to Steel City, Foxborough, and some other places we won't mention. But make no mistake, this is our trophy. The Lamar Hunt AFC Championship Trophy. And friends, it's time we bring it home.
We can take this. Buckle up. Boy, if you bad it, then double up. Remember your team when you hustle up. Don't make a move till you huddle up. I'm coming up. Is up. Looking for trouble, then knuckle up. I see through all of your cover-ups. You think that you gonna set me up? Good luck. Break it down. Who at the top, I'ma bring them down. I will not stop till you laying down. Till I'm at the top and I'm gazing down. It ain't been the same since we came around. Since we became kings and became renowned. Since all of the truth started raining down. If you want that belt, better buckle down. We can take this outside, outside. Hey. Looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. Yeah. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. Nah. Every single level that I reach and I climb. They ask how you from. You are just not on my level. You are just not on my level.
Hi, everybody. You know, it's just like another leadership meeting, don't you think? Well, welcome. We're glad all of you are here. This is a really fun time in Kansas City. It's a really fun time at our place, and we are grateful for the Chiefs and their partnership. I think about the Chiefs and I think about our place, and you know, we focus on the team every single day because great things don't happen without a focus on our team. Same thing with the Chiefs. Great things can't happen without a focus on their team. I think we're kind of alike. The other is that they are always trying to be the best. And you know what? We are too. We want to lead the nation, and they want to lead the nation. We're grateful for this opportunity, and we thank the Chiefs organization for coming, for bringing some of their teammates with them, and we appreciate Kim Hobbs and Brandon Ramos for being here. Thank you very much for being here. We've got some pretty fun things happening in the next half hour, and I'm going to turn this over to Bob because he's going to introduce someone who's going to help lead us in those fun things. And this is someone that I've known for a really long time because the person he's introducing is someone that grew up in the same part of the state as I did. So, Bob, I think it's all yours.
Hey, thanks, Tammy. Hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? You guys good? All right, so it was 2012 that I stood right up here at this podium and I announced a very significant event in our history, and that was our partnership with the Kansas City Chiefs. And that was the day we became the official healthcare provider for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I have to tell you guys that it has been a storybook partnership. One of my favorite quotes that Mark Donovan, the president of the Chiefs, says every time he gets an opportunity is he says that the partnership with the University of Kansas Health System is a competitive advantage for the Kansas City Chiefs. And you guys all need to know that. He believes that. The Chiefs believe that. That's hats off to you guys for all the great work that you do. You know, it's in no way kind of distracting to have you right there. But we love you for being here. Okay, so I have the privilege of introducing this next gentleman who really needs no introduction. He's a Kansas native from Smith Center, Kansas. K-State grad. When he finished, there we go, we got some purple out here. When he graduated, he became the voice of Kansas State basketball and football. He joined the Kansas City Chiefs in 1994, and this year he starts his 25th year with the Kansas City Chiefs. He is the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, and on Sunday, he will announce his 414th game. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus.
All right, let's go. Woo! Let's go. Who's ready? Let's go. Yeah. Who's ready? All right, I'll let you have a seat. Because it's an understatement to say it's a special time. Most of us have lived all our lives waiting for this moment. Lewis and Clark didn't do it. Harry Truman didn't do it. Tom Pendergast didn't do it. Satchel Paige didn't do it. Even my great friend that I broadcast with for 23 years and my boyhood hero, Len Dawson, didn't get to do it. And what it is we will host an AFC championship game here in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm going to bring Bob back up here for just a second, because I got to tell you how special this dude is. It might have been before even the partnership was announced or it was being worked on, and I had the chance to have a dinner with him before a game one night. And Bob envisioned for me his dream for all of you and this place. And I thought, okay, the dude's crazy. Look at what it has become. There are two parallel lines here in this story. One has been the Kansas City Chiefs being transformed by Andy Reid. Another is the transformation that Bob started with all of you, and now you transform and have transformed the entire Chiefs kingdom. I kid you not. You need to give yourself a big cheer because of what this place has done in the last several years. And I've seen it. I've seen it with your patience. I've seen it what you've done in the community. I've seen it when I've even had to come in and get the oil checked in here. I think I've seen neurology and cardiology and orthopedics and, okay, it's a HIPAA violation, but I'm just saying. The other thing is this man's spirit. I see his spirit. I've seen his spirit when I've walked in this location or your other satellite locations or the location at our facility. I'm going to tell you, this is one special dude who has transformed lives. It's the same thing Andy Reid has done. The other thing I realized about Bob is he has somewhat of a magical power. Another night before a game in New Orleans, we had little chance of winning. The only thing I could do was the only thing I thought of is to rub his head. We beat the Saints the next day. We may play them again. We beat the Saints the next day on 6 field goals, a safety, and the longest run ever in Chiefs history to get to 27 points. I've said it's like getting 21, getting 4 5s and an ace. I mean, it was like... And then I realized it's because I touched Bob's head. It was... So, how do you handle the Death Star and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady bringing in? Here comes Tom Brady, supermodel wife, right here they come. They have been in 8 straight AFC championship games. None of those have been here. So just join with me right now. It has been a transformation. We have become one of the top teams in the National Football League, and you have been right in the middle of it. Maybe more than you even know. Direct and sublime. Our logistics have made us much better in winning. Treatment, diagnosis, keeping our players healthy and on the field. And you have been a huge part of it. You also are a huge part of it because you create the spirit and set the tone throughout the kingdom when you live your lives at home, in your communities, in your churches, in your schools, in here. Because this place touches the nerve of most everybody in the kingdom. The other thing now, and I told Bob this, with the Cambridge Tower, you can see that baby like it's the Acropolis, right, on top of it. In Greece. I mean, I can see it everywhere. I go, there it is. Like I don't know which way I'm going. There's cloudy skies. Is it north, south, east, or west? I'll just set it to Cambridge Tower. Okay. But every time I see the tower, every time, I think of him. I think of you, and I think the transformation of how you help everybody. And now you've seen, because one of the greatest things about the Chiefs Kingdom that I love more than anything else is the way it unifies us. I love that. Tammy and I grew up just about an hour apart. I tried to get her to go to prom with me. That didn't work. So this is the closest thing I'm getting to a date with Tammy Peterman. And I learned to wink from Bob. You ever seen the wink from Bob? You know the winky emoji, right? Bob was the model for that. But the way you set the tone here has been amazing. And now the unification of the Chiefs Kingdom, it is rural to urban. It is suburban to the inner city. It is from St. Joe to Des Moines to Tulsa. It is Troost. It is Turner. It is another T that I'll think of somewhere on the Missouri side. Lee Summit, close as I'll get. But you understand how it is. It unifies us. We may disagree on college teams or we may disagree on other matters, but when it's about the Chiefs, there is no force like it. And this force is going stronger than ever. All right. The video alluded to it. And I'll just give you a little bit of a snippet because we have to stay focused and on task. Because you can kind of get ahead of yourself thinking what this could turn into, right? But I will tell you, just imagine for a second me getting the chance to say that the team that Lamar Hunt founded has just won the Lamar Hunt Trophy in the stadium that was Lamar Hunt's dream. And to do that, we're going to have to get into the end zone. We may get some defensive scores because here comes Tommy. The last time Tommy Terrific was here, we beat his rear end 41-14. And this time we have Luke Skywalker, all right? I've called him Batman. Last week on the air, I was kind of getting criticized because I called him Elsa. It's like, hey, the snow didn't bother, or the cold didn't bother him anyway. It's like, let it go, cold curse. And we're going to need all of you, by the way, too, because it's going to be, we know what it's going to be like Sunday, and Monday, you may see most of the Chiefs' Kingdom, I'm just saying. But here's the point. It's a time for courage. It's a time for togetherness. It's a time that all of us have dreamt of, and now it's here. And now we're going to do, all of us, whatever we can do in our parts of our world of the Chiefs' Kingdom to bring home a champion and bring home a victory this week. All right? Now, those of you know when we get touchdowns, they're not just any touchdowns, right? They're to be celebrated. They're hard to get. I mean, Mahomes only had 50 touchdown passes. But all 50 of them, there was a great compilation of the video of all 50 of them. If you want to go back, you can find it on Twitter. But anyway, it's pretty cool. But every touchdown is amazing to get it. That's why you can taste the sweet nectar of the end zone, right? But every touchdown needs to be announced the proper way. And I love it when little kids will come up and say, And they do it for me. Or somebody does it in church, they'll go do it. Like, I'm not going to do it in church. Right? Or Bob wants the hallways to be quiet. It's like in this area, it's like, do it in the hallway. I'm not going to do it at the University of Kansas Health System, like the main campus. I'm not going to do it. But I am going to do it here. And you're going to do it with me. All right? On 3, we know how it works. It's a staccato notes. Those of you singers, you know the staccatos. It's going to be touchdown, Kansas City. You ready? You ready? You ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Touchdown, Kansas City! Let's go! Throughout the campus today, we're going to have another thing that I love is the way our former players stay connected with us, with our current team, our Chiefs ambassadors, and they're going to be on campus today kind of roaming around and doing some visits. But we have one special ambassador here that's perfect to have at this moment because he played for Andy Reid in an NFC championship game. People talking about Tommy Terrific and Bill Belichick with the hoodie and like Darth Vader and the Death Star coming, you know. But Andy Reid has coached in 8 conference championship games. All right? So the Big Red Scotsman's kind of been there and done that, just saying. And he's like Bob. He's transformed us. And those of you who've been around our building know that he has transformed every bit of thinking in that building, just like you all have been transformed here. This young man played for Coach Reid in an NFC championship game when he was a member of the Eagles. Later, he became one of ours and was a linebacker for us. He played in 7 playoff games in his career. Ladies and gentlemen, I call him Barbershop. I call him the Spider because he went to the University of Richmond. They're the Spiders. You can call him whatever you want, but let's welcome now, call him Sean Barber. All right. Barbershop. To have this moment, we're sitting right here, brother. We are sitting right here ready to rock. I want to ask you, first of all, because a lot of talk about the offense, right? How about our defense the last 2 games? Because those of you who listen, or you listen on Monday nights, or you listen to start the 4th quarter, you know it's time to put the hammer down. What about the hammer being dropped by this defense?
Man, the simplest way to put it is the defense has been, it's been arriving. It's been coming. It's been coming together. They've gone through some tough times, some tough stretches throughout the season. They've taken a lot of flack from national media, from our own fans sometime about what needs to be done with the coordinator or the defensive backfield. But the family has stayed tight. The unit has stayed tight. They don't let any cracks come in their foundation. And now when it's time for playoff football, we've got the #1 seed. Everybody got to come to our home to play. And now that defense is just being unleashed. We got 4 guys up front that are not to be messed with. When you talk about our defensive tackles, Bailey the Hawk, we got Chris Jones, who should be an all-pro player. We got my man Williams, the local kid who's been putting the push.
Grandview Bulldog.
And then we got a young kid, Nadi. This kid, number 91 from Florida State. I had the opportunity to watch him in college. He has the greatest power bull rush get off. He will deposit any center in the league in the lap of the quarterback. So Tom Brady, he's been watching that film. He knows when 91 comes on the field, he better take a little bit deeper drop because he's not going to be able to step up.
Absolutely. It brings up a great point because the magic of the system to me here is what has been the magic of the Chiefs. Let me just illustrate a point. Who has worked here the longest? You can be in any department. Anybody been here 30 years? Anybody been here 40? 35? We got a couple 35s. How long? 37? 35, you're out. 35? Out. We got a winner. 37. Everybody beat 37?
Up top. We got 37. We got 38.
37? What do we got? How long?
40.
40.
Hey, you
Stand.
got 40? You got 40 on one?
Stay standing. Stay standing. Stay standing. Stay standing if you wouldn't mind, please. Stay standing. Here's my point. Who's the newbie? Who's fresh? Anybody in their first day? First week?
All right, here.
Okay, I need the first weekers to stay, the rookies. When
First
Sean
week.
mentioned that, no.
First week. You got a whole row up there.
Whole row, all
Get a whole-
newbies. Here's the deal. We got surgeons in here. We got people who are admission specialists. We got people who have been here for 40 years, and we got people in their first week. When Sean mentioned what he did, our blend of why it works is our blend of veterans and our young guys. You can't be too old and you can't be too young. You can't win AFC championships. It's the same way you guys are. Look at this and feel this, the mutual respect and the energy that's here. You see it in the room. You with me? Yeah. That's what we got. All right. You played for Andy Reid in a championship game.
Had the privilege to play for Andy.
What about playing in the playoffs, winning a championship game? And by the way, Tommy Terrific and Darth Vader, I guess he's Darth Vader, whoever's Darth Vader's boss, they have only played 7 true road games in 19 years in this run. They've won 3, they've lost 4. Boom. Here we go.
Well, I think the unique thing about playing for Andy is just his commitment and dedication to the team being united. He never throws a player under the bus. He never says we won this game because of the offensive excellence or because the defense made a play or single special teams. He never singles it out. He knows it's a culmination of plays every week of practice, of commitment from the players, their time, their sacrifice. All of that goes together, and that's a recipe for success over the entire season. But he understands when it comes to playoff football, everything gets amped up. People run a little faster, people hit a little harder, the windows of execution for the quarterback to throw in, they get a little bit tighter, the coverage gets a little bit closer, and you got to be able to really zone in and focus. And so what he does as a head coach, he creates an atmosphere. He creates an atmosphere for the Chiefs players to learn, to be efficient in practice, and to make sure they know where to align, their assignments, so that when game day comes, they can put all the other stuff to the side and just be solely focused on their jobs. And the job this Sunday is going to be to beat the Patriots, to get to the Super Bowl.
Some of you were able to submit some questions, and Barbershop and I'll try to answer these. One of the questions you submitted was, in your 25 years of broadcasting Chiefs games, have you ever seen a single player impact games like Patrick Mahomes? In a word, no. But let's talk about him. And by the way, our camera guy over here, show him the headband, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Barbershop. Yes, Barbershop, you played in this league for over a decade. Patrick Mahomes, and just how special this dude is.
To be a player, I've been playing football since 11th grade. I've been in scouting for a number of years. I did some coaching at NAIA school, Baker University. Scouted here for the Chiefs and the Eagles. So I've been around seeing a lot of creative young minds, a lot of young players with a lot of what they call that swagger, right? This quarterback got it. He got that it factor. Coaches and staff members are all looking for natural-born leaders. Well, this young man is he's been raised that way. He's been raised in a professional family. He knows how to handle celebrity status. He knows how to handle the media. He's awesome when he has the mic. He always talks about his players first, so he's humble, right? But he has all the tools, right? He can throw it from every arm slot. He has an unleashed potential, right? Untapped potential when it comes to his arm strength. And then his vision and being able to anticipate the moves from his receivers. He put so much time in, and when I say he set up an environment, he set up a system. So in the offseason, instead of going back home to Texas or where he lived, he stayed here in Kansas City. First year, knowing he's about to take over the realms when Alex Smith was leaving. But he went from high school to high school, finding any field he could inviting the receivers to stay around, whoever receivers around, stay around, let's get our timing down. Let's work on some of the things we're going to need during the season. No expectation of the Super Bowl, but just how are we going to win that first game? How are we going to go and take care of business in training camp and prepare to have a great season? So when we talk about quarterbacks that are entering the playoffs and the pressure, I don't think he feels pressure because he's doing the same thing he's been doing since he was a little kid. His job is to put the ball in his playmaker's hands, and that's it. And he keeps it so simple, but he executes at such an efficient rate. That's how he gets to 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns in a single season.
And a lot of you, all of you live in a world that constantly changes. Some of you are required to do continuing education. You have to have your mind trained to always learn. You have the confidence that you know you can do the job, but the humility to know that you always feel like a rookie. That's what Patrick and I talked about during his rookie symposium in the summer of 17. The kid thinks like that. He never feels like he's the smartest kid in the room, although he is probably, but he's always constantly learning. It has been so impressive how much he's been able to absorb, and Big Red loves him. Let's do one more question here. This is a good one. Other than Patrick Mahomes, Barbershop, I'll have you get your answer first. Which Chiefs player has been the second most impactful on the Chiefs season?
To me, I'm going with Chris Jones. Obviously, I got a defensive mindset. The national media and the Pro Bowl, I think probably they failed. The system failed when it came to his snub of being a Pro Bowl candidate. To go 11 straight games with a sack, coming from the position of a defensive tackle, constantly being double teamed, centers and guards, 3-on-1 sometimes, having to come right in the quarterback's face. Now, some of the sacks off the edge come from a quarterback's blind side, so the quarterback doesn't have a chance. You know, if you're D4 to Houston and you beat the tackle clean, that's a sack for you. But Chris Jones, he's coming right down your sight path. You know he's coming, and you can't do nothing about it. He's coming full, and not only has he been a sack master, but think about the emotional and the excitement. We see him in between downs the entire game, lifting the crowd, asking the crowd to give him more excitement, give us energy. He's been a defensive leader since he's got here. And the way he goes about his business as a young man, and you see him dressed to impress. Every road trip he's dressed, so he cares about the way he looks too. But he's a beast on that field. And I think from a national standpoint, a great run in the playoffs, him continue to be a very impactful player on the defensive side of the ball is probably the launch pad for him being one of the most successful guys in the defense on the defensive side of the ball.
Plus, he's stone cold, right? He's stone cold Jones. Mine, and I'll do it real quickly, is Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's reinvented himself. I was with Travis in an event like this in Springfield, Missouri this spring. He was so excited about Patrick Mahomes. He loved Alex Smith. Loved him. We all did. Still do. But he said, with Patrick Mahomes, he can throw me open. He'll change things. But it's been the transformation he's made off the field, mentally and emotionally, to grow into being a different person and a different pro. That's what he's done. And he's been transformational within his own realm, and he has had the single season greatest year of any tight end in Chiefs history. Think about that statement. Okay? So we're going to let Barbershop's going to be around for a while, but let's give another big cheer for Sean Barber, number 59. Take you back to high school. I grew up in north central Kansas. Great place. Awesome. Great place to grow up, and it's historic. But we would have to play another town called Stockton, and I had to be the point guard in basketball. But I had terrible games against him because there was a cheerleader over there that was doing cheers, and I would go. Transparency.
You're awesome. Okay.
Give it up for the Executive Vice President and COO of the University of Kansas Health System, Tammy Peterman.
Okay. And that was just a few short years ago. Okay, so we've had lots of fun already. We have a few more things we're going to do. After our activity in this room, which I'll tell you about in a minute, we're going to have an opportunity for the video team to be out in Francisco. We're going to have some opportunity for some photo ops. We're going to do some fun stuff out in Francisco. But before that, I think the Chiefs want us to be part of something kind of fun. So here's what that is. We know that you can spread video and photos like crazy through social media. And the good news is that the Chiefs have like 1.5 million, maybe it's 2.5 or 3.5 now, followers on Facebook. We're going to shoot a little video here that we're all going to be part of that they might post or we might post. I don't know for sure if they are, I just said that, but but somebody's going to. And I think the leader of that will be the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch.
Here we go.
Okay.